Hello my wonderful friends, Slade Berlin here with another figure review for you all today. Now this review might be a long one, who knows, we'll just have to go and see how well it turns out. But today I wanted to review a figure I've been meaning to review on my channel for a while now, that I finally now have in my possession. And this figure is the Star Wars Black Series Darth Vader figure. Now, of course, this is the updated figure for Darth Vader, because I remember you all, there was the one where his helmet was removable, which I also have, though I had many gripes with that figure. But this one, obviously, Black Series has done an outstanding job with it. Now, of course, as I always do, I'm going to review the box first. Now, looking on the box, you have a nice shadow portrait of Darth Vader here. Nice detail on the sculpt. And right here it says Darth Vader in nice raised red lettering. Nice reflective raised lettering. And of course, up here you have the Star Wars The Black Series. Also in reflective lettering. It's not embroidered like the bottom one. But you also have, this figure is number 43 in the Black Series toy line. Nothing on the top of the box, obviously. Looking on the back of the box, you also have the figure number again, and the Star Wars symbol again, as well as you have the nice bio of the figure itself. If you want to pause that and read it, you most surely can. I'll leave it there for 2 seconds. Okay. Getting on to the side of the box here, you have Darth Vader, as well as you have the shadow name that just simply says Darth. I know it's hard for you all to see that. You kind of have to squint to see it. Well, it does say Darth right there. Obviously, of course, they did a nice job on the figure box itself. I like the Black Series boxes because they're reflective and they have nice detailing on them, especially when you don't even have the figure in the box. Because I know some people really leave the Black Series figures in the box for display reasons, but me, since I am not that precise of a collector, I like to take the figures out of the box and do reviews for you all. I'm not that strict of a collector. But now, getting into the figure itself, of course, you all already know what I do. I always do the accessories first. And since this is simply Darth Vader, he only comes with one accessory, which is his lightsaber. Now, honestly, here it is. They did an absolutely amazing job on this lightsaber. I say amazing job because I have the lightsaber from the previous Darth Vader figure I owned. And that lightsaber was just, it was just terrible, to be honest. I mean, not terrible wise, but they could have did a lot more better. Nice colorization on the blade here. Amazing sculpt on the hilt. As you can see, it looks just like Darth Vader's lightsaber from A New Hope. Nice detailing on the belt, the D-ring here, as well as nice detailing on the grip. Nice applications of silver and black paint. I've touched the silver paint in here, and the 4 vents that have black paint in there too, or the little side sweeps. Of course, the blade is removable. Now, honestly, for the first time I noticed this, while the blade itself is not a threaded blade, as per se, it actually has a nice little slant here in the way of inserting it, because you can see here his lightsaber does have a nice little slant to it, as well as there's a slant here, and it just simply pegs in like that. Now, showing you a comparison with the other lightsaber I have, you can obviously see a major difference. As you can see, this is why I don't like this. As you can see, first of all, this lightsaber is a lot more bigger than this lightsaber, which was from the other Darth Vader figure, the other Darth Vader figure I own, the D-ring is not raised. D-ring is itself molded into the lightsaber as well. And as you can see, there's a lot more detail on this one than there's on this one. Especially this part here. As you can see, this part doesn't have the little silver rectangle down there. It just has the black little rectangle. But the major notice you can always see is in the blade itself. As you can see, the blade, while the blade for this Darth Vader is much more red, this one is a lot more type of orange color. And as you can see, there's a little air bubble in there, which I don't like. It's very noticeable. I mean, this lightsaber blade just looks orange to me. I prefer this one because it looks red, it has no air bubbles whatsoever in the sculpt of the blade. Nice solid blade. It's warped a teeny bit, not too much, but this one is a little crooked here, as you can see. Obviously, I understand the Darth Vader I had is a much older figure, but Hasbro really stepped their game up on these lightsabers, per se. Now, getting into the actual figure itself, first I'm going to get in with the actual head sculpt of the figure, and as you can see, they did an absolutely amazing job sculpting this Darth Vader figure. To be honest, of course, this figure is Darth Vader from Rogue One and from A New Hope, as you can tell from his chest plate, which does not have the red trigger there, as does the other figure. Has nice detailing on the head sculpt. Of course, the helmet does not come off as my other one does, which I'll show you all in a minute. Nice detailing on the chest plate. Also, the chest plate is a lot more bigger on this Darth Vader than it is on my other Darth Vader figure, which I'll also show in the comparison coming up soon. Pull back the cape here. Nice detailing on the cape, by the way. I mean, the only thing is, this Darth Vader cape doesn't come with the weighted fabric as did the other one. But it doesn't honestly matter because I still like this cape regardless. The capes look similar, only a tiny bit will change with the capes. Nice detailing with the belt here. Actually amazing detailing with the belt, to be honest. I never really noticed this. All the nice little buttons here on the belt. Nice little triggers, buttons, switches. Nice little voice applicator on the belt here. Nice detailing on the crotch plate here. It of course is made of soft rubber or soft plastic per se. It can be moved, pliable. Of course, the pants or the quilted pants are the same type of pattern as on the Darth Vader figure. And of course, the boots are amazing. Nice shiny gloss to the boots. I just love the boots, honestly. Nice detailing on the actual boot wise. Sorry about that. Let's see here. Of course, put this figure here. Now, before I get in with the articulation wise for this figure, I'm going to show you all the other figure I was just talking about, which was this Darth Vader figure, which was the one with the removable helmet. As you can see, this figure has a lot more gripes with this figure overall. Of course, I can show you the helmet does come off for this figure. You can see Anakin Skywalker under here from The Empire Strikes Back. I think it's Empire Strikes Back. No, it's the Return of the Jedi. Okay, as you can see here, you have the Anakin Skywalker face coat from Return of the Jedi. Honestly, this one looks nice if you wanted to display him without the helmet, which I usually do. But with the helmet on, I'm sorry, but it just looks... I mean, compared to this one, as you can see, there's a major difference here. First of all, being in the dome here, as you can see, the dome is a lot more better on this Darth Vader than on this one. It's a little bit, because this one, the eyes are too big on this one. Basically, this one looks like a bug almost, while this one looks like Darth Vader, honestly. Especially if you hold him at an angle here. See this, I think these two, this one looks a lot better in terms of the sculpt. And of course you can see that the breastplates for these figures are different too in a wise. This one is a lot more wider than the Black Series, than the Darth Vader one I'm reviewing today. Put the box right there for now. As you can see, there's a lot of differences in this figure. One being the breastplate or the chest plate. This one is a lot more bigger on this one than the Darth Vader. There's also major colorations in the actual chest plate. As you can see from this one, as I mentioned before, how it has the silver switch here for the first switch, while on this other one it has a red switch on the end, which I don't get why they did that. Obviously for this Darth Vader, since it's from A New Hope, you can see his inner tunic. Well, his inner tunic actually goes over his shoulder pad, his shoulder armor per se, while the Darth Vader figure, my older one, does not. It goes under. As you can probably see, this one goes under, while this one goes over. And also you can notice there's a major difference in the hands here. His hands, the gloves are just typical leather. But for this Darth Vader's hands, the quilt design continues onto the gloves. I remember before, because you can see here, the Darth Vader hand, the quilt design is very similar. It goes straight into the gloves. How this one here, it stops at the gloves and it begins a new design in the actual glove part itself. Major differences in the belts too. As you can see, the belt is not as detailed on this Darth Vader figure as is the other one. It just has a couple switches with 2 green buttons, while this one has more detailing. You can see that on the actual belt. This one has a lot more detailing. The buckle is mostly the same, but then you get to the boots. Cross plate is the same too. Cross plate, they're both rubber leather. This is a lot more loose. And of course here you got the boots. The boot is not as shiny on this figure as it is on this one. As you can see, the boot is a lot more shiny on this figure and it has a lot more design. And of course there is the absence of the chain. As you can see, the chain on this Vader, this Vader has a chain around his neck, while this Vader does not. I always thought that was a technical error until I watched the movie, and I did notice that the Vader here does not have a chain around his neck. But honestly, I can understand why. This figure is a lot more older, and of course it has the little gimmick here where you can take his helmet off and you can see the head sculpt underneath, which I'm not I mean, the figure is not not that bad. Honestly, Hasbro, they really stepped their game up in terms of making a new Darth Vader figure. I thought that was really good. Now, of course, these figures share the same articulation wise, so I'm not going to do the articulation for the figure. I just showed you I'm going to do the articulation for the new figure. So of course, as you can see, Darth Vader's head goes around, rotate 360 degrees. And of course, his head, he does not have an up and down motion. His head cannot go up and down because they did not do that in the film. He would always have to either lean or turn to face somebody. Even though his head can turn, he technically had to turn to face you as wise. His arm can go up that far. It can go back, normal resting pose. It can go around like that, 360 degrees at the elbow. It also has a swivel at the elbow, or at the shoulder, I should say. He does have an elbow joint, and it does go forward that much, and it goes back surprisingly a little bit too well, honestly. His hand he does have a wrist swivel. His hand can go up, down that far, and up that far, and it can swivel 360 degrees. He does have, like Qui-Gon, he has an ab crunch. It's not that much, but the ab crunch is there. let's see here. His legs can go out that far and back that far. He does have a swivel, a type of swivel at the actual waistline. And then he has a swivel here at his legs. So his legs can swivel, honestly, and when you get back to the point of origin, it clicks there. I guess like a little peg and hole under there that use that. Surprisingly, for this Vader, at least I think it's for this is Vader. Let's see here. Nope, actually both Vaders have it. Both Vaders have a double jointed knee. So his knee can go bend that far. And then he has a joint here that can bend. And then he has a joint on the top of his boot. And it can go double jointed that far. And of course, he has an articulation in the legs right here, and he has an ankle rocker pivot. His ankle can go forward that far, and it can go back that far, and it does swivel 360 degrees. Now, of course, like I said, so what this Vader has that the other one doesn't is, if you can see here, this Vader has a lightsaber clip. And by meaning that, which means you can take off his lightsaber, or take the blade. His lightsaber actually fits on his little clip here. Of course, like I mentioned before, it's like Luke's lightsaber clip. It's really flexible, really bendable plastic-wise. I'm not going to try and put it on because it's actually a hassle to get on there, but it can go on there. It can go on there if you really wanted to. That's probably a gripe I have. I kind of wish that it was a little bit more, I don't know, a little bit more type of a harder plastic in terms of this soft plastic here, because it keeps, I either wish I had that, or I wish that the D-ring on the lightsaber was a little bit more wider so that it could actually fit. But it can fit, you just have to make it work, as per se. So it can be done. See if I can get him this. He stands relatively well too compared to the other Darth Vader, because I remember how my other Darth Vader would always tip over on my stand, but this one actually stands up pretty well. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it about this figure. Honestly, it's Darth Vader from The New Hope, Rogue One, and I think that if I have to rate this figure, I'm going to rate it a solid 10 out of 10. Because like I mentioned before, Hasbro did a really big step-up job from the figure I did a comparison with, the one with the removable mask. And the fact that the lightsaber came out looking beautiful, as well as this figure, I'm going to give it a solid 10 out of 10 for that. And I would recommend you pick this figure up. Of course, I did pick this figure up on Amazon, as I do with most of my Black Series figures. I wait till they come on Amazon before I pick them up. But yeah, that was my Star Wars The Black Series Darth Vader figure review. And of course, if you like this video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, of course. And have a nice day.